Everyone has that one trip they still think about, and for me, it was road tripping through the Scottish Highlands in a vintage Defender with a sleeper tent on top. Best money I've ever spent on anything, ever. So, how'd I get here? After quite a bit of research, I found a company in Inverness specializing in Defender rentals with rooftop tents, about 3 hours north of Edinburgh by train. I broke up the journey in some small town I can barely remember the name of, but I'll never forget the pub. Dark wood, warm light, locals nursing pints. Then without ceremony, fiddles came out. Not for tourists, not for tips, just because it was an evening. Because in Scotland, apparently this is what people do. They play music together. Being a violinist myself, in that moment, I really wish I had mine. I picked up the Defender at Wild Tracks the next morning, full of confidence until the guy handed me the keys and it hit me. Stick shift on the other side. It took me a minute to rewire my brain, stalled once or twice in the lot, but then I was good and hit the road. No plan, no itinerary, no hotels or campsites booked, just a car with a tent, my bags, and 5 days to let Scotland show me what it wanted me to see. So I already mentioned I was camping on top of my car, which felt romantic and adventurous until I overheard two women at a store. Something about a storm brewing, gale force winds, the phrase life-threatening got thrown around casually. I politely interrupted them. Hi, sorry, will I be okay camping in that? Pointing to my car outside. One of the women looked at me with the kind of concern that transcends politeness, the kind that says, you're an idiot, but you're our idiot now. She told me she owned a bed and breakfast nearby, that I should stay with her, weather out the storm, and come back alive. What could have easily been the start of a horror movie ended up being one of my most memorable travel experiences yet. She didn't just own any bed and breakfast, but one that's been in her family since the mid-1600s, the famed Kinloch Lodge on Skye. Her family? The MacDonald clan. Isabella gave me a tour of her property, sharing her storied family history and how she was raised here. Guys, this place is truly magical. The storm came and went, and let's just say, Isabella quite possibly saved my life. Here's what no one tells you about Scotland, though. Every photo you've seen, including this video, is a lie. Not because they're fake, but because they can't possibly capture the scale and vastness of it. Not to mention the dramatically beautiful weather. Sun, then biblical rain, then golden light, all in 20 minutes, and that's not an exaggeration. It's truly breathtaking. I continued my trip through the Highlands, but realized 5 days isn't enough time to see this whole region. And as I write this, I'm already yearning to do this trip again, but for twice as long. And obviously stop to see Isabella. Maybe I'll even bring my violin next time.